All right, this is another Delphi comment inspired video from a comment that I received this morning about a project that I'm doing right now with Glory Days Boxing. And the project actually involves, what it involves is over 1,000 quick play bouts. I'm currently up to 20 of 1,000. Again, I'm in no rush to get it done. I'm just doing a few each day. And then on days like today where I'm off, I might do a few more than a few. We'll see what happens. But I'm enjoying the process. I'm getting to know the quick play game pretty well, I think, or I hope. Unfortunately, one thing that I haven't been doing in the meantime is circling back. I was intending to, as I was doing some quick play bouts, circle back and roll out individual rounds of this and try to learn this one well as well. That hasn't happened as much more recently as I just try to fit the quick play bouts quickly in between doing other things. But of those 20 quick play bouts that I've had, by far, not even close. And I've had a few pretty good, like interesting, exciting, and intriguing ones. As I said before, I do think that quick play game is, on top of everything else that's really good about this game, another fun feature, another fun game within the game. So there's definitely a lot of interest, a lot of variety, or a lot of intrigue, and a lot of variety with that quick play option, with that quick play mode. But I've sort of said and hinted at this already, and then someone else went and did it, and I think that's awesome. This Jeannette Vitali Klitschko, this was by far the most fun that I had with a quick play bout. I could just sense with this one, like just the back and forth and just the way that these two 9-star fighters match up to make for just a really interesting back and forth contest. And so in my quick play bout, actually, one could argue that had I been following the rules to a T, then it would have been a TKO 10 Klitschko, because technically in that it does say on the quick play chart toward the bottom here. Actually, I've got it over here so I can even just read it. It says if a fighter suffers 3 knockdowns total, the fight is stopped, scores TKO in the round the third knockdown occurred. I allowed an exception simply because even though Jeanette was on the deck 3 times, the third time came in the 10th and final round. It was a 10-round quick play bout, and he hadn't been down since the third round. And so I thought in that case, okay, he went down in the second, he went down in the third, and then he was, on his feet until the 10th round. So I thought that was okay. I made an exception. I let him finish till the bell. And interestingly, the knockdown is what won it for Klitschko, because Jeanette won the majority of rounds. But Klitschko, again, because of those 3 knockdowns, ended up taking like a narrow majority decision or something over Jeanette. So it was a really, really good back and forth bout. I think Jeanette has a good chance as long as he can stay on his feet. And I think also Jeanette, and again, I can't claim to be any kind of expert on his career necessarily. He fought a long time ago in the era of Jack Johnson and Jim Jeffries and guys like that. He was I don't even like to say it because it leaves kind of a foul taste in my mouth, but he was, for what it's worth, the colored world champion for quite a stretch over that era, which again, I think is just crap because white's a color too. But anyway, I don't want to get too, social political on you. I will say this, though, about that. I will add this one other note to it. It's obviously really unfortunate that heavyweight champions like Jim Jeffries, who were white, would have drawn the color line on Jeanette. It's similarly unfortunate that Jack Johnson, who fought Jeanette apparently up to 7 times before Johnson became world champion, that he similarly drew the line on Jeanette and didn't want to give him a title, didn't want to, a title defense, a title challenge, I mean, after Jack Johnson had the heavyweight title. But of course, when Johnson drew the same line, it was business. But when someone like Jeffries drew the line, it was something else. And it clearly was something else. The bottom line here is that Jeanette should have been given a chance to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. And so as Klitschko was the World Heavyweight Champion for a long time, he's got a shot here for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's going to be no easy task against someone like Vitali Klitschko, who in my estimation, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, probably underrated in this day and age. As he would say of himself prior to the Lewis bout, I remember he said, some would say my style is not so impressive. And then he shrugged and said, but it's very effective. And then he surprised everybody, including me, certainly including Lennox Lewis, who, when given an ultimatum of fight Klitschko in a rematch or relinquish your title, coincidentally announced his retirement after that. So anyway, so Joe Jeanette here against Vitali Klitschko, and as mentioned there, since I've been doing the quick play, I've not gotten back to this one. And what I plan to do with this video, now that I've talked for 6 or 7 minutes, I'm just going to roll this out one at a time. So I might title this video something like Introduction and Round 1. Because again, I'm not as familiar with the game. I would like to take time after each round to reevaluate, make sure I've done everything correctly. Maybe if I've not done it correctly, it comes off the cards. If I've made a mistake that I think is too glaring, that's going to affect the outcome of the fight one way or another, that's unfair to a fighter in one way or another, I certainly don't want to have that. But yeah, this was some damn good fun when I did it as a quick play bout. So hopefully we'll get something similar here. And I realized, too, that with my pocket travel dice, I do have kind of an appropriate 8 dice setup for this. So I'm going to kind of roll and read. This is going to be maybe at a different pace than some other people who you've seen roll out Glory Days Boxing. This could be a little bit more like when I play 5 dice hockey and also when I played Oli's Playoff Pro Hockey, in that I'm going to roll and read. So anyway, let's get things going here. Let's ring the bell. I asked my wife if we have one. She said no. So I'm going to have to go and get a bell here maybe this weekend for this. But I want to do this now, especially after reading that comment. This is round 1. Away we go with it. We have Jeanette here in the red corner, Klitschko in the blue corner. Again, this is Vitali Klitschko, not Vladimir. Jeanette, we have a 4 red here for Jeanette. That's 2 stars on the outside. We have 3 for Klitschko, which is 1 on the outside. So it does mean that Jeanette is going to start here with momentum, with the initiative, with the ring general, with the what have you. And so Jeanette, I'm going to look here at the 2D10, which is a 13. That means Jeanette's going to score from the outside. It says looping cross closes the action. 4 punches landed for Jeanette. Similarly, though, I've got to look here to see Klitschko now. Klitschko on his D20 roll with a 16. I don't think he's defending or deflecting any of that. So as far as I can tell here, and I should look at Jeanette's D20 as well, there's no cut swell, and it's not within his power range. So looks to me like it's just 4 punches landed there for Jeanette in the initial sequence. So 20 seconds in here, Jeanette with 4 punches landed. And this time we get a 6. That's outside 0 stars for Jeanette, and that's going to be outside 1 star with another blue 3 there for Klitschko. So Klitschko now, he will have the ring general. Where I'm looking here, Klitschko with the 2 D10, 86. 86 looks like he could be swinging at nothing. We're going to, or like he's likely is. So 50 to 9, he misses. We're going to check our opponent's counter here. And again, he didn't land anything, so I don't really need to look at Klitschko's D20. We look at Jeanette's counter. Jeanette's counter there is a 14 on the D20, and so it looks like neither fighter has really landed anything of note here. And I just went over the rules again before, and so I believe now, even though there were no punches landed, I think momentum, and maybe some people play with a house rule exception to this, but my understanding of it now is that momentum has been wrested away from Jeanette. Though he was the last fighter technically to land a punch, he has not landed any in over 20 seconds, let's just say. So 40 seconds into the round. And please feel free to correct me, point out if I've done anything wrong. Anyway, so this time we're going to get a 3 red for Jeanette. That's 1 star inside. We're a 4 for Vitali Klitschko is 2 stars on the outside. Klitschko again here with the momentum, with the generalship, with the initiative. And Klitschko also with a 004 with the punches landed. Fires off a vicious salvo of punches. He's landed a handful of them. To start things off here. Looking to Jeanette to the defense here. And again, I got to remember Jeanette's... Oh, smoke. I did that wrong because Klitschko's in the blue corner. Hold on. Sorry about that. That was a premature announcement. Had Jeanette not been on the defense there, the 004, now I can understand why some people would only use the 1 set of 2D10 and just keep rolling over and over. I wanted to try it this way. I could always change it up for another round, but let me give myself a full round here trying it this way. Rewind here for a moment. I'm looking at the 2D10. That's actually a 77 for Klitschko being in the blue corner. So Klitschko has not landed any punches. I apologize again. I was premature with that announcement. Klitschko misses. We check Jeanette's counter. The 15, Jeanette is unable to counter with anything. Maybe I got to shake these dice a little better. And so I believe now we've completed, just about a minute here into the round. And so for a tentative opening to this fight, Jeanette sort of, I think, connected with a few range-finding punches there early. And there's been little of consequence since then, really, if anything at all. So this time here, Jeanette, he's got 2 stars in the inside. Jeanette's trying to go inside on the bigger man, where Klitschko also has 2 stars in the inside with the blue 5. That means we've got toe-to-toe here. Maybe I'll set these aside, put them in their respective corners. And so right away, again, because Klitschko came into this one kind of with the initiative, the toe-to-toe, I'm going to check Klitschko first. Klitschko with the 75 here, Klitschko's having just trouble finding Jeanette. And so 75, he doesn't land with anything. And I remember Tabletop Sports Delaware kept doing this with his hands for the counters. Like, there's no... What is it? Like, there's no defense, there's no counter, it's toe-to-toe. So looking for Jeanette here in the inside with a 14. Jeanette's going to score with 4 more, I think, in the inside. So Jeanette there up to 8 punches landed now. Should check the D20s as well, though. Klitschko with the 20, Jeanette with the 14. So Jeanette hasn't connected with anything powerful, no cut, swell check, anything like that. And so... just double checking everything here, but I believe, yeah, we're just going to have here 4 punches landed, 4 more punches landed for Jeanette if I've done everything correctly. Klitschko certainly can't defend anything with that 20 either, and the 14 means that Jeanette didn't land anything stinging on Vitali Klitschko with that, and we're 4 sequences of 9. Okay, so... this time it's going to be Jeanette here with 2 inside. Klitschko with 0 inside, so Jeanette, that should be over here anyway because he landed punches for what it's worth. I know some don't bother with that. But Jeanette here on the inside, and Jeanette, this is going to be an 81, so he should be swinging at nothing this time. Where we check Klitschko's counter. Klitschko again in the blue corner with a 7, just missing out on a counter there, and there's no... and even the cut swell check on Klitschko with Jeanette's red die roll there of 19, it wouldn't amount to anything because he didn't actually connect with anything on Klitschko. So I'm going to move this and just roll all the dice again. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything there. Okay, this time it's going to be Jeanette. Whoops, I saw that 3 there before my fingertip nudged it over, knocked it, over. Anyway. Change the number. So it's going to be 3 is going to be inside 1 star, outside 2 stars for Klitschko. So Klitschko with the ring general back here. And looking to Klitschko here, we got a 68. So again, he's not landed anything, tagged him with anything on the outside. They were the 50 to 90. Where Jeanette looking to counter there, the 8's going to be just out of his counter punching range. And even should that cut swell check have been valid, unfortunately, Vitali Klitschko was unable to connect with anything. So we have another sequence here where it's just nothing, another sort of feeling him out as we get down to just over a minute to go here now. Basically a minute to go here in the opening round. Try to speed things up here now. So we're going to get Jeanette on the inside with 2 stars and Klitschko here on the outside with 2 stars. Now I got to use the noggin because neither one of them landed anything in the previous and the prior. So even if Klitschko had came into it. Now, this is where I'm fully admitting, full disclosure up front, I could be a little uncertain about this. I believe Klitschko was the last one who had the momentum. Even though Jeanette was the last one to land punches, some time had transpired. They went toe-to-toe. Neither one of them landed anything. So... again, checking here, that is Klitschko outside with 2 stars, Jeanette inside. I'm going to say toe-to-toe on the outside, and obviously I hope that that's correct. Where Klitschko with a 24 on the outside is finally going to land something legit this time. It's going to be a 3-punch combo landed for Klitschko here, toe-to-toe on the outside, where I also have to check Jeanette on the outside as well. For Jeanette, it's an 85. He is not successful on the outside, but I'm not checking a counter or anything. There's no defense. There's no counter check. There's no, Klitschko's not going to be able to land any counters anyway. And so Klitschko did connect. Another thing is looking at the D20, that's not going to be in his power range. He's just barely avoiding stunning Jeanette actually with something. So under a minute to go here now. And again, I realize I'm taking my time with it. Hopefully in future rounds, I'll speed things up here. 6-2 this time. Outside 0 stars, inside 0 stars. We're going to keep it Klitschko's way. We're going to say that oh, wait, no, they're contesting toe-to-toe. Klitschko with momentum. This is going to be toe-to-toe on the inside. Where Klitschko this time with a 99. Klitschko's coming on here late in the round here. Sorry, not 99. That's a 19. Klitschko with a 19 and the 2d10. That's going to be another 3 punches landed there for Vitali Klitschko. And looking to the d20 on Jeanette. Sorry, no, it's toe-to-toe. Don't do a defense check. Sorry about that. 86 on the outside. So again, Jeanette has swung and missed, where Klitschko's been able to connect. Klitschko apparently standing back here with the reach on the outside, or on the inside, I guess. So maybe that goes against the storyline here. But Klitschko is able to tag him where Jeanette isn't. Klitschko using his longer reach one way or another. Klitschko could fight in the inside. And so I'm just double checking here, 11 and 13. So there's nothing else here. Klitschko tagged him, but there's no cut swell check there and no power check or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure that it's just going to be Klitschko. Klitschko's going to keep the momentum here late in the round. Punches landed 8-6 Jeanette thus far, and this time on the outside it's 4, so 2 stars on the outside Jeanette, and it's going to be 1 star on the outside for Klitschko. So Jeanette has the offense here. Maybe Klitschko a bit punched out after that prior sequence. Jeanette with a 68, unfortunately unable to connect with anything from the outside. So we look here with because he swung and missed. He didn't hit him with anything powerful. He could have hit him with something powerful, but he swung and missed. It swings back Klitschko's way, where he needed a 5 or below to counter, so he doesn't tag him with any counters either. No cut swell check, no punches landed for either fighter. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm pretty sure that's the end of the round. I'm pretty sure hopefully that's not a 2-minute 40-second round. If it is, then the bell went 20 seconds too early because this video is already too long. But there you have it. This is round 1 between Vitali Klitschko and Jeanette. The one other thing that I should do here is here's how I've been doing it with quick play. Although with quick play I have ball rollers set up. I'm using 3 generic judges so I can roll them all out at once, except that that's a D12, so that's not going to work. So we're going to say Judge Black, Judge Green, and Judge White, all, last names that one would find in a phone book. If you're younger, what's a phone book? I vaguely remember phone books as youth. Anyway, so 19, 14, and 12, these are both 9-star fighters, which actually, no, I'm thinking in terms of quick play now. In terms of this, Jeanette has outlanded Klitschko by a couple of punches here. He's outlanded him by 1 to 4 punches, so he would get a 10-9 on 1 to 11 on the D20. However, we have a 12 and 19 and a 14. So apparently for the punches connected later in the round, the judges have decided maybe it's that short-term memory or that recency bias. The judge wouldn't be short-term memory. The recency bias there, the judges have decided to award round 1 there to Vitali Klitschko. I'll keep open scoring throughout this as well and just show you my little wrinkle, what I like to do here. And should I be rolling with dice and not using ball roller, this is how I would do it with the quick play as well. Judge Black, Judge Green, and Judge White, the 3 generic judges here, all seeing round 1 in favor of Vitali Klitschko. And anytime, any consideration that you give to this, I promise that the future 3-minute rounds will be me. I'm going to try to keep them at least minimum within the 5 to 10 minute range. I might do a little bit of talk in between the rounds. I might go and look for a little bit more. I might actually relook isn't a word, goodness, a sip of coffee. I might go back again and unearth some things on Klitschko. I was a fan of Klitschko when he was an active heavyweight fighter. And Klitschko, again, a very effective, you could argue that it's not his fault, the era that he fought in. I will say that for Klitschko. And he had a string of knockout defenses that was like knocking on a record. And then when he finally, I remember when he faced Kevin Johnson and he couldn't knock out Johnson, he set a record, at least at the time, for punches thrown in a heavyweight championship fight. So it's not like he wasn't trying. Kevin Johnson was basically turtling on the ropes and thought he could win it the entire time, and thought he could win it on the cards, I guess, with smug, condescending looks on his face, as if that was somehow a defense or a counter. Anyway, so yeah, good close round here. Jeanette punches landed, Klitschko 6. So one thing, and I'll try to conclude with this. That does mean, however, because Klitschko already has a little less stamina, I'm going to do a 15-round exhibition bout here. I know a 15-round exhibition sounds weird, but it worked for Apollo Creed and the Italian Stallion. So we'll go with that 15-round exhibition. And because I'm pretty sure that Rocky 1 was an exhibition, right? So Jeanette here of the stamina, he'll still have 94, where Klitschko is 82. So if Jeanette can just stay with it and stay on his feet later in the fight, that could really come into effect, actually, the stamina. I'll make a note here that Klitschko's down to 82. I've got the video as a note. Klitschko's down to 82, and Jeanette is still at 94. All right, anyway, again, anytime, any consideration that you give to anything like this, while it's never expected, is definitely appreciated. Please feel free to point out, maybe note where I could have gone wrong with this. Again, I've just been doing the quick play exclusively more recently. I did, however, glance at some of the rules, reread through some of them before doing this. So hopefully that's okay. I think I caught myself making one mistake. You let me know, please, if you've caught any other. All right. Cheers, thanks, and bye for now. We'll end this in a number ending in 7.